Live. Good evening. Happy midweek, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Kayla Natural B. I am the founder of the Bebop Marketplace, and tonight we are talking about spiritual wellness. So here in the marketplace, we honor about seven, used to be six, but seven pillars of health and wellness. That is mental, physical, emotional, spiritual, financial, environmental, and relational. That's it. So let's talk about the spirit. This month is Mental Health Awareness Month, which simply means we are bringing awareness, attention, a focus, attunement to our mental state and also how we respond to adverse situations that cause us to respond in a way that may suppress our mindfulness, that may suppress our thoughts, or we may be in our thoughts and we don't tell anyone. That is unhealthy. We are still in the throes of a pandemic. Now, we are not at the point of losing loved ones left and right. We have more freedom. We're back at work in a sense, some people in hybrid, but it is a shift, it is a change, and we are never going to be the same. But when you hear that, I'm never going to be the same, is that a bad thing? No, it's not a bad thing. It's just a matter of a fact that things are going to be different. And so with that, it is so important that we have a practice for mindfulness. Meditation is a great tool for mindfulness. Meditation helps us to clear out unwanted energy, clear out unwanted thoughts, refocus ourselves, center ourselves, and just be present and breathe. Meditation is medicine. Meditation is a method. It is a tool. It is a very powerful one, but that is just one of many. So tonight I want to talk to you about the difference. My Facebook and my YouTube fam has got it up for them, but for Insta, I'll tell you that our focus tonight is on positive affirmations versus prayer. What is the difference? Is there a difference? Are they the same? Let's talk about it. So this is an open conversation. We're going to go until about 8 o'clock. So I want you to dive right on in there with me. Go ahead and type in the comment box, what is a positive affirmation and what is a prayer? I'll give you a couple seconds. Just could be a single word. It could be a phrase. It could be a thought. What are those things? Let's just start there. What are they? It's so much better when you tune in. So join me because this is going to be good. Okay, Keisha Holloman says, an affirmation is a mental reminder you tell yourself often. I like that. I like that. Thank you, Mama Kiki. Foodie Green says, well, he gives an example of an affirmation. He says, I am healthy and vibrant. I love that. Okay, so Mama Kiki says, prayer is a belief in something you hold to be true. Good, very good, very good. I love the feedback. Yes, there is no right or wrong answer. I think all of what you all have just shared is absolutely is our experiences. So Keisha said, a reminder that you tell yourself often. Now, if you used mindfulness, if you used, hey, welcome Holistic Elevations, if you used your affirmation, really used it as a practice, which means a practice is something that you do repetitively, then yes, you would be telling yourself that affirmation often. That's what being in the practice of mindfulness is. It is an action word. It is doing. But sometimes we slip through the cracks, don't we? We don't always feel positive. We don't always feel like we want to affirm something. So here's my definition of a positive affirmation. A positive affirmation is a positive statement and or declaration. So there are many ways to make a positive statement or declaration. Here in the Beachbody Marketplace, we typically lead with a couple of phrases such as, I am, I have, I will, I know, or a more general declaration like it is, it will be, things like that. So Foodie Greens gave us an example by saying, I am healthy and vibrant. That is putting yourself in the center of that phrase, so that you can actualize it, realize it. And if you're not there yet, because we know these things take time, you can eventually evolve into that knowing and become it. So I am, that phrase is among the most powerful when it comes to declarations or positive affirmations. So just so you know, it's a little bit different than saying I will. It's like telling someone, I will do this. That's more of a pledge or a promise. But when you say I am joy, not I will be joyous, I will be happy, I am joy, it challenges you to become it. It challenges you to step inside, right? So let's talk about prayer now. Now I want all my believers, I want all my spiritual folks on here that's tuning in to really juice into this message tonight about prayer. Prayer is just as powerful. And before we really started to accept the notion in the 21st century of positive affirmations, which we discovered is a declaration, it was prayer, right? It was prayer. So my definition of prayer, is an implementation of a thought or a declaration. Being in relationship or communion with spirit. So I said a lot, but I hope that's making sense. It is the implementation. So we're talking tonight about these words, these thoughts, these declarations being actionable things. Hi, welcome. So prayer is an actionable thing. So it's a little bit different, right? Than a positive affirmation. Positive affirmation is a statement that you stand in boldly. I am joy. I am freedom. I am financially sound. I am focused. But prayer is a lot more intimate. It's bringing you closer and closer and closer in dialogue. This could be inner dialogue. We'll talk about the power of dialogue being internal and external. Don't let me forget. Hey, Panini. But it brings you closer and closer to spirit, right? That spirit inside of you. The word, I'm talking about the Holy Bible. I don't know anything about the Quran or any other forms of Sanskrit, but I'm pretty sure they are just as valid if that is your practice and if that is your path and that is your approach. But what I know is the Holy Bible, it says that greater is the spirit that lives within than the spirit that is outside. Now, I think notoriously we thought that was about Jesus and Satan, or good and evil, or God and the devil. But it's talking about spirit, all encompassing. The spirit inside of us that dwells within is greater than that spirit that is external. So external tends to be those floating thoughts, right? Those moments where you're in a mood or in an emotion where you don't feel positive. But prayer is that coming together, coming closer, that intimacy with spirit, your spiritual inner man or your spiritual inner woman, that you strengthen to finally be convinced of that positive affirmation. There is a difference. So to answer the question, yes, there is a difference between a positive affirmation and a prayer. Now I want to flip this now. Did you know that you can pray your positive affirmation? Did you know that? Did you know that? Yes, you can pray your positive affirmation, because we talked about positive affirmations being in a state that is a present state of being. So you can pray, you can have this drawing of intimacy and closeness with spirit, bringing in your positive affirmation, because it helps you to remember your goals, your pledges, your decrees, the things that you want to come closer to, right? So typically, let's talk about tradition, custom, and history for a second. We think about prayer as this thing that's distant from God, like, oh God, hear my prayer, hear me, and we're so far away. But prayer, we bring in the positivity that we desire, that we hope for, that we long for, that we envision, and we put it in our intimate prayer life. So that if we are lacking in faith, if we are lacking in the feeling, if we are lacking in it in general, prayer will help that positive affirmation to become realized. I hope that I'm making sense. We're talking about the difference between a positive affirmation and prayer. So not only that, let's talk about history, custom, and tradition again. We typically pray our problems, don't we? I don't have any money. Lord, help me. I don't have any way. I'm so confused. That is really just an outpouring. That's just your release. That's your vent. But I wouldn't say it's not a prayer, because that is coming from your spirit. It's coming in truth. But in order to go to that next step, what is your desire? What do you want to see beyond the struggle? What do you want to feel? What do you want to connect to? So I want everybody to write, Foodie Greens put in his positive affirmation. I want everyone that's online, put in your positive affirmation for tonight. We are midweek and we've got 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 more days of this week to go. How do we want things to shift for us? And as you're typing, I will share my personal story from today. So for those of you who know me, I am a chronic pain warrior. This month of October is Trigeminal Awareness Month, and I told myself that I would not be silent about it, that I would be more vocal about my vulnerabilities, because okay, let's just leave it there. Today, I really had a weak moment. I could not get out of bed, and I have days like that. Yes, I am a certified practitioner. Yes, I help people to find their optimal health. Yes, I am a professional breather. Yes, I am a professional dancer. Yes, all of the things, but I still have this journey, this challenge that I'm walking through of healing and recovery. And I have my days. So today was a day where I could not get out of bed. And I recently joined Clubhouse. Shout out to Clubhouse finally making it accessible for Android users. And I was like, oh gosh, here we go. Another social media platform. It was good. It was good. I found myself in community. And we're discovering more and more that community is sometimes that key that unlocks the everything that we're looking for, right? Sometimes we're just so in our head, in our life, in our thoughts. We need community to either pour into and step away from ourselves, or to listen and have someone to pour into us. So there I was, feeling very weak, and Clubhouse popped up. There's a brunch every, I want to say, 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And there were just people on there praying and talking about God's goodness and talking about all of these things. And sometimes just hearing other people make positive affirmations, make positive declarations, hearing them, you feel inspired. It invokes something in you to, if you felt dry or dead or weak, to just get out of a rut. Pull yourself up with them. That's the power of community, right? You don't have to do it alone. You do it with people that share in that same desire to be bold and to be positive. But so what immediately, I want to say like 5 minutes listening into the call, I was able to strengthen myself, regain faith, and I sat up and I started to pray my positive affirmations. I will be able to do more. I will have strength. I will be able to get through this day. I will be able to tackle my list. I will. I am healed. I am all of these things. I had to say that finally. Before, I didn't feel it. I was in my mood. I was in my emotions. But community and prayer unlocked that for me to tap into my positive affirmation. So that is what I want to very vulnerably share tonight, that yes, there is a difference between a positive affirmation, declaration, and prayer, but they can coexist. They can complement each other to help us go to that next level for whatever it is that we're seeking, because there's so much in us. There's so much in us. So brilliant friends, brilliant people tuning in tonight. Thank you for tuning in tonight. That brilliance that you have inside of you is probably so immaculate that it probably just feels like weight. But it doesn't have to be. Just continue to have faith in your affirmations. Now, let's wrap it up with why is it so necessary? I'm going to say it's necessary. It's powerful, yeah, but it's necessary because it's powerful. Why is it so necessary for us to speak out of our mouths, vocalize our positive declarations and prayer? Because you motivate yourself. You motivate yourself. It's great to listen, right? We talked about the power of community. It unlocks inspiration. It's great to tune into a talk. Yeah, sometimes it's great to go to an event, all of those things. But when you speak and vocalize your thoughts, your declarations, your prayers, and your beliefs out loud, you hear yourself. You get used to your own voice. And guess what? It's also it's an alchemical experience. I can feel vibration in my diaphragm. I can feel my heart opening. I can feel my throat canal opening. I can feel all of the things in my body that usually is physically compressed when I speak out loud. So that is what it does. It elevates, enhances that experience of boldness when you step into your affirmation. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to be great today. Yep, something's good's going to happen. I'm sure of it. Get in there. Pray that declaration. Now we have an affirmation from Panika. She says, help me. This is her affirmation. Help me to keep good company, beginning with myself, and shine from within those I come in contact. The word activation comes into mind. Responding to speaking out. Yes. I affirm that affirmation. I partner with it. I pair with it. I promote it. I amplify it. Yes, from this moment on, and I hope that you speak your affirmations aloud, you can really get creative with your spiritual practice, everybody. Bring in those chimes. Open up those frequencies. Hear yourself. We got any chanters out there? Sound, energy, vibration. Pair that with your words. Drink some water or hot tea. And then go to sleep with your affirmations echoing in your mind. I will keep positive company. I will begin anew. I will start with myself and lead by example. I will shine. I will be all the things. Let that echo in your mind as you rest your head on your pillow and go to sleep knowing that, being in your knowing, and then rise and remember that declaration that you said to yourself, that you said for yourself, and that you prayed, and believe that spirit is supporting you and lifting you up, in community too, so that you can act it out. because that is a pledge to you first. So thank you for sharing vulnerably, Panika. That's beautiful. I think we all deserve to be a more intentional company for ourselves, because let's face it, being in the company of our own thoughts can be very busysome and noisome sometimes too, right? Have you ever felt like you had like three people in your in your brain, and you're just like, who are all these people? How did they get up there? I used to tell myself all the time. I used to be like, shh, quiet. There's so much going on up there. Shh, be quiet. I still try to do that every now and then when I feel myself just hold it in, okay? Bring in that mindful practice. Use those tools. Don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid to dive into that holistic, esoteric. Don't be afraid to surround yourself. Here in the Beachbody Marketplace, I finally started to get comfortable with instruments and quiet that voice of insecurity that was telling me that, oh, it's strange, it's different, or, oh, I need to get certified for it first. No, I personally needed to surround myself with support. And one of the first instruments, this was years ago, that I bought for myself were shakers. And I used to sit out on the patio at nighttime because I'm a moon child. I love being outside and just sing and just and I kid you not, my neighbors would pay attention. And then, during the daytime, they'd be like, there she goes. That's her. So, I mean, I gave myself the medicine that I needed, and it starts with me. So your affirmation, your prayers, your intentions, your declarations, this shift, it starts with you. So thank you for tuning in. I didn't put anything in my stories. I didn't send any newsletters out. I didn't prompt anybody. I just felt the need to come on and talk about this. So I hope that it has been serving to you in any way. Go to sleep with that affirmation echoing in your spirit, echoing in your ear gate, and echoing in your mind and your heart. And continue to treat, as we say, treat, support, and invigorate your human body. Good night. Good night. Love, love. Love, love. Oh, before I go, make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell for notifications. Share this with a friend. Comment, like, all the things.